The following program may contain strong language and mature content. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and peace and blessings to you. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. And if you don't know anything else on this day, know that you deserve to be blessed. Hey. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and peace and blessings to you. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. It's a Monday. And if you don't know anything else on this Monday, know that you deserve to be blessed. Hey, everyone, my name is Titan Capri, and y'all got it. What is the experience? You see how I said the experience. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, I am back with you all on another Monday. It's a great day. It's a blessed day. I hope your weekend was good. I hope you did something over the weekend that you're happy about, that you're proud about. And then I just hope that you took a little time and enjoyed yourself. You know what I mean? You know how the women on The View say, take a little time and enjoy the view? Take a little time and enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Look, ladies and gentlemen, can't nobody else enjoy you if you don't enjoy you, okay? So speaking of the weekend, wait a minute, hold on. What y'all drinking tonight? What y'all drinking tonight? I got a little bit of some dark stuff going on with a little ice. Y'all hear it? Clank, 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 clank. So look, grab your drinks, and we're going to talk about something a little bit tonight. We're going to talk about a long-handled spoon. Now, I know most of you are like, Titan, really? What's really going on? But I was thinking about my grandmother, having a little bit of nostalgia, right? And it was something that she taught me years and years ago. She said, you know what I mean? You got to treat them, you got to deal with them with a long handled spoon. So tonight we're going to talk about it, right? Tonight we're going to talk about it. So y'all come on in, like, follow, subscribe, do all of that good stuff. Y'all come on in and come join me. And if you're in the building, right, then I want you to say hi to me. Say hi. Give me a little thumbs up. Give me some hearts. Give me some of that stuff and come talk to me. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, I know that I have been coming to you on Mondays, and I sometimes come to you and I come with the serious topic, and sometimes I come with a little fun. Sometimes I come with a little knowledge and some experience and all of that stuff. But here at the thought, oh, see, there I go. Here at the Titan Capri Experience, look, we want to give you an experience. We want to let you know that we hear you, that we see you, and all of that good stuff. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to come chat with me, just shoot a little email over to me. Y'all come talk to me and let me know what you're thinking, okay? Look, I think I'm going to take these glasses off because it looks like a little, yeah, I think there we go. There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, tonight, I said that we were going to talk about a long-handled spoon, but we're going to get into some other things as well. So I want you to come on with me on this journey, and I want you to, and I know I turned my head, I'm sorry. Look, I'm trying to get everything together. I got a new little setup going on, and I'm trying to make sure that I'm good. But let's go ahead and get this night started with Did You Know? Did you know? Let's get it started. Yes. So, did you know that HIV means something to everyone, or at least it should. Now, see, here's the thing. You're going to tell me tonight that HIV doesn't mean something to everyone. It does. Because let me tell you something. When something is in the universe, something is in the world, something is in this everyday life, it means something to everyone. Now, we can say all day long that it doesn't mean anything to me because of this and because of that, but the reality of it is it means something to you. Tell me it doesn't. Tell me it doesn't. And the reason I say that is because it means something to you, because it means something to the person standing next to you, and it means something to the person standing next to them. So it means something to you. Anytime that there's an epidemic or a pandemic, it means something to you. And I think you should know everything you need to know about this epidemic or this pandemic. And just because we have medicines that allow us to suppress the virus, and I'm gonna get into that just a little bit, but it allows us to live, it allows us to grow old and do all of these things like that. It's not a death sentence anymore, quote unquote. It still is an issue and it's still a problem, okay? So HIV stands for the human immunodeficiency virus. So the reason I'm saying human is because it's a human virus. Basically, anybody can be HIV positive. And I think sometimes we have to really, really think about that. And it's a shame that we got to even talk about this in 2022. We got to talk about the fact that it is not meant for just a certain demographic. You feel what I'm saying? Because everybody was saying that it was a gay disease. Now, basically, it's all over the world. Nobody it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't matter whether or not you're man, woman, or child. It doesn't matter whether or not you're old or you're young. It doesn't matter whether you're skinny or you're fat. It does not matter. HIV is a human immunodeficiency virus. And I keep saying human because I want you to understand that I'm human. Those of us that are living with HIV are human. It can happen to any of us. It can happen to any of us. So here's what I want you to know about HIV, right? HIV, it weakens a person's immune system by destroying important cells that fight disease and infection. Okay, I want to say it one more time because I'm going to break it down like Brother Man on the 5th floor, and I'm only holding up 4 fingers because I need people to understand what it is. Somebody asked me today, well, isn't that like a disease of yesteryear? And I said, what? HIV? Like what? You know what I mean? So let me say this. It weakens a person's immune system by destroying important cells that fight disease and infection, right? There is currently no effective cure for HIV, but with proper medical care, HIV can be controlled, right? So you're able to go ahead and live life by being on a regimen, being in treatment, and doing things like that. And sometimes people say, oh, well, it's just taking a pill. No, it's not taking a pill. HIV is more than that, but you don't have to let it take over you. You control it, right? You control it. For those that are thinking that this disease or virus means nothing to you, HIV is a human. And I keep saying that because people want to take the human aspect out of it and they want to demonize and they want to say that you are the culprit, you're the one, but they're taking the human aspect out of it, right? Now, everybody is running crazy now with this monkeypox because monkeypox you can just touch. And in the beginning, it was all of this stuff that was coming out that was saying that it was a gay, disease. You got it from, the gay. No. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't say this enough, and it hurts my heart sometimes because people think that it's okay to tell you that it is a gay disease or a gay man disease or a down low disease. That's not what it is. Come on, we got to stop playing. And this is how we hurt one another. We don't have the knowledge. We don't understand what it is, right? We don't understand what it is. And as I stated early on, HIV means something to everyone, or at least it should. Because I can sit here till I'm blue in the face and tell you about HIV and what it means to me and all this kind of stuff like that. But if you don't take this education, if you don't understand what HIV is, if you don't understand that HIV is a human immunodeficiency virus, human, meaning that everybody is susceptible. Everybody, right? And a lot of times what we do is we put the blame on people because we think that that's the reason why it happened. Oh, they were out there being promiscuous, or they was out there being, 3, 4, 5. They were out there doing this and doing that. It's a human virus, human, anybody. And see, and this is what gets me, because you'll say, or people will say, let me do that. Let me speak in a general sense. People will say, oh, well, that doesn't affect me because I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't do this. I don't do that. But the reality of it is that it affects you, affects and affects you in the sense of it's all around us. It's all around us. Okay. So did you know that HIV means something to everyone, or at least it should? Did you know that? Because I guarantee you that it means something to you. Now, you may not want to admit it. You may not want to say that this is what it is, but I guarantee you it means something to you. Because if anybody around you, right, HIV positive, I still, till this day in 2022, I still get looks when I tell people that I'm 17 years HIV positive. I still get looks to the fact that, okay, what? You can see it in their mind, like, wait, what? What's happening? What's going on? You know what I mean? And so with that, I just want to say, ladies and gentlemen, y'all make sure that you understand that HIV means something to everyone, or at least it should. Whew, at least it should. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead on and move on because we got to get into this whole conversation. A long handle spoon. Let's get into this thought. A long handle spoon. Yes, indeed. Now I'm gonna scoot back just a little bit. Yeah, I'm scooted back just a little bit because I wanna talk to y'all, because sometimes what happens is that we think that things don't affect us, but they do, right? They do. And so I want to talk about a long handle spoon, right? And some of you are probably sitting there saying, Titan, what's a long handle spoon? Here you go going out. Look, I talked with my ancestors, and my ancestors said I can speak on a long handle spoon tonight, okay? So let me give you the definition, right? So the long handle spoon comes from way, way back, okay? And so the definition that they have is, if you eat with the devil, you need a very long spoon so that you can keep your distance. I don't know about that. What I say is, if you mix with bad people, you should be careful not to be influenced by them. Take a step back and think about those you have or may need to use a long handle spoon with. Here's my thing. When I say long handle spoon, sometimes you deal with people and you think that people are cool with you, they are great with you, and then you find out that they're not, right? And then at that moment in your life, you bring out a long handle spoon because now you're going to deal with them from a distance. Come on back. Come on back. Come on back. Hear what I said. You've been dealing with somebody been dealing with you. And if they do something that you don't feel is right, or something that rubs you the wrong way, right? Then what you do? You deal with them from a distance. Okay, Kwame? Ooh, that part right there. You deal with them from a distance. My grandma used to always say, you deal with them with a long handle spoon. And I used to say, well, what does that mean? A long handle spoon. But have y'all really seen a long handle spoon? Do me a favor and Google a long handle spoon. They are called ladles and all these things. But if you really think about it, right, in reality, I'm using a long handle spoon when I'm dealing with you now. I don't deal with you the same way that I dealt with you back then. Before, right? Before you did me wrong or before you treated me bad. I don't deal with you like that no more. Now I deal with you with a long handle spoon. That means I'm going to keep my distance. That means I'm going to keep my spirit at a distance. I'm going to keep my heart at a distance. I'm going to keep my money and my essence at a distance, because now I can't sit at the table with you and eat the same way I ate before. Now I got to sit over at the kiddie table with a long handle spoon and deal with you like that. You feel me? And I don't have no problem sitting at the kiddie table. I just sit at the kiddie table with my child and my nieces and my nephews. I sit at the kiddie table, and that's what we do, right? But this is what I'm saying to you today. a long handle spoon. How many people have you had in your life? And then something happens, and then you deal with them differently. My grandmother says a long handle spoon. I'm still cordial with you and I speak, but I deal with you with a long handle spoon. Come on, talk to me. Tell me if you know what I'm talking about. My grandmother used to always say it. She told me one time we were coming from the store and she had encountered this lady and she said, oh, I deal with her with a long handle spoon. And I said, the heck? So what's a long handle spoon? You know what I'm saying? Like what's a long handle? Tell me what's going on. And it comes from back in the day when people say that you would do somebody wrong, and then the only way for me to deal with you is to deal with you with a long handle spoon. Y'all know I got a story. You know I got a story. So I had, okay, yes, once people show you who they are, I move according. Look, we're gonna quote some Maya Angelou tonight. Maya Angelou, right? Children. No, but seriously, when somebody shows you who they are, because see, here's the thing. We always go into these relationships, these friendships, these kinships, these love ships, all of these ships, and we think the best. And we think that everybody got our best interests at heart until something happens that knocks you right off your feet. You cannot believe that it happened. You don't even understand why. But then the person still wants you to deal with them the same way that you dealt with them before they did you wrong. And here's my thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is where the long handle spoon comes in, because the long handle spoon is going to give you a little bit of protection. I'm going to get to the story in a minute. I know one of y'all said something about the story. I'm going to get to the story in a minute. But the long handle spoon is going to give you some protection. It's going to keep them away from you. The long handle spoon, spiritually, emotionally, right? Mentally, is going to keep them away from you. You think about a long handle spoon, think about a long teaspoon, think about a ladle that you got to dip down into some hot grease or water or something like that and pull something up. It got to be long because you got to be able to do it without burning yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to be able to do that. And my whole thing is long handle spoon, right? So here's the story. Okay. All right. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Okay. So I was in the military, and I had started hanging out with these guys. And this is so weird because I didn't really realize that I had an issue, right, until I had an issue. So here it goes. We go out one night on the town, and I'm not going to say where. You know what? I don't really care because it's my story. It's my life. It is what it is. So anyways, we're up in Alaska and we're in Fairbanks and we go out to this club. Now, there really is no gay clubs in Fairbanks or Alaska like that, right? At the time. Now, this is back in the 90s, you know, mid 90s, things like that. So I go out with these guys and, you know, of course, I'm always, and this is not a brag thing or anything like that, but I've always had females be attracted to me, right? And I've always been around females and stuff like that. So anyways, we hanging out and we doing whatever. So one of the guys that I knew from my headquarters unit, he wanted to talk with one of the girls that I was with that night, right? But she didn't want to leave my side. She didn't want to do anything like that. So he was like, man, hey, you know, talk to her. So they had invited us over to where they were sitting and stuff like that, only because they wanted to get to know her or get, you know, to do with her. So anyways, I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to be around. Like, I'm gonna go over here and play some pool and do what I do. You know, I'm pretty good with some spades. So I'm gonna go play some spades and do what I do. Well, anyways, two guys from my unit was there as well. And one of the guys didn't like me at all because he figured that I was gay or whatever the case may have been. And he always would start stuff with me all the time, but he couldn't knock me down. He couldn't take me down because I was that boy. I was that one in the military. I could run just as fast as you can, push-ups like you can, pugil stick, do whatever, ever. I always got high marks, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, long story short, we're at this bar, and of course it's predominantly straight, right, at the bar. Now, I'm not telling anybody my business because it's none of their business, because I'm not trying to talk to nobody. I'm just enjoying myself with my homegirls and a couple of homeboys from my unit, and I'm not even tripping. Well, anyways, the guy says to me that's want to talk to the girl, he was like, hey, why don't you do your punk stuff and da 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 da. And I said, the what? Like, what happened? And he was like, well, I'm just saying you out here trying to fake it, like you this and you that, and we already know the deal. I don't know why you playing like that. And I said, what I do to you? You know what I'm saying? In my mind, I said, what I do to you. But physically, my spirit was like, okay, where's the exit? Where's the pool stick? Just in case something about to pop off. What can you pick up? What can you throw? Who can you bum rush first? Because I already know where this is going, right? I'm in the middle of a straight club with all of these guys, military guys, right? Military meaning artillery and some military Marines as well that's in there. So I'm all up here, and some people came down from the Air Force Base. So anyways, I'm up here like this. And then he says it again, but then he says it, and then it's all this chuckling and laughing. You feel me? And I know him. He's from my headquarters platoon. I know him. And I was like, okay, what's going on, right? And in that moment, I didn't fear for my safety, right? Because that wasn't a thought. But I feared for my spirit and my mental and emotional capacity in that moment, because I was like, I thought this was somebody I could trust. We have been in battalion competitions and stuff together. Like, I knew him, I thought. So everybody snickering and whatever have you. And I said, okay, you know what? I'm out like that, right? So I get ready to leave. He jumps up. Now, he's a little tipsy or whatnot, y'all, but that's still no excuse. He jumps up and he says, oh, well, yeah, that's what you do. You know what I mean? That's what you do. That's what most, the P word is, all this other kind of stuff. Punk, sissy, all that kind of stuff. That's what they do. And I was just really trying to figure out, why was he coming at me like this? Like, what did I do to him? And I don't even deal with him like that. We do our competitions and stuff like that, and that was it. So I get outside. Now, one thing y'all got to know about Fairbanks, Alaska, it's get cold during the wintertime, and it snows. So I'm outside, headed to my car, and he comes out with 3 of his buddies, right? Now, it looks like the buddies are taking him home, but they go the same route that I go to my car. So I do a about face and go back to the club and stand in the doorway, right? And then that's when all hell broke loose. Oh, what you trying to do this? You trying to watch me walk and sit. Now, mind you, we're in Fairbanks, Alaska. It's cold outside, coats on. I can't see nobody's nothing, right? But it was this whole thing of, I was trying to look at you. I was trying to do this and trying to do that. And then what got me was, I didn't know the other guys like that, but I knew of them. And then here it was, I had a night out with my peeps. I was hanging, everything was cool. And y'all know I don't go out that often. So when I do go out, it's like, hey. And then it turned wild. Now, y'all, I'm giving y'all the cliff notes, because this right here, I'd have to be on for about 2.5 hours, tell y'all the whole story. But anyways, so I said, I don't know what's going on, but I'm not finna back down. I'm not finna play that game. We both in the military. We both doing this. If you want to do this, then that's what we gonna do. You know what I'm saying? That's where we got. But it's cold outside, right? It's ice and snow all everywhere. I'm trying to get to my car so I can get home, right? And do that. And then he said something which really cut me, like got me. He said, you was over at that gay place and you act like you didn't know me. And you did it. And he went down the road, and I'm like, wait, hey, you trying to holler? You trying to holler at me? Is that what's going on? You know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I wasn't yelling what I do from the rooftops. That wasn't what it was. But here's the kicker. I told him, man, go on about your business, go cool off. I told him to toe the line. I don't know if y'all military people out there know what I'm talking about, but I told him to toe the line. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You try Jesus. Don't try. Okay, Kwame. And I couldn't even understand at first. I was like, well, wait, why is he going on like this? Like, I've never dealt with him, but I did go to a little gay function. So back in the day, y'all, it wasn't no clubs like that when we was in the military, but there was some gay function. People would have a little gathering at their house, right? And I said gathering. And so, you know, you invite all the gay people that was in the military to the gathering because there really was no gay club. Then they opened up one, but that wasn't what he was talking about. It's always the ones who go hard that be that part, that part. He went off. But then when I turned around and I said, okay, look, I ain't finna be too many more or whatever you calling me, right? If this what we gonna do, this what we gonna do. But what I didn't want to have happen, I had a good record. I didn't want to get no fight and then the police get involved and all that, the MPs and all that. I don't have time for that. I already had an incident once, and I'll talk about this some other time. But anyways, let me get back to this. So anyways, he says, well, yeah, you did this. And his buddies literally dropped him because they looked at him like, what? What did he say? They dropped him and left him there, drunk as he was. And y'all know what I did. I went over to help him up, make sure that he got to his car. But what I asked his other buddy that was in the, and I think his other buddy knew, I asked him, I said, hey man, can you take him home? He feeling, you know, he's all this. And he said, man, he was in there going off on you, like just, you know, acting a fool with you. And I said, yeah, I said, but I couldn't, it wasn't in my heart to leave him out in the cold like that. Right. He was far from security. So he probably would have fell on the side of one of the vehicles and probably would have froze there overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm always trying to be, I said, Lord, guide me, tell me what I need to do. And my spirit said, go over and pick him up, make sure he's good. So anyways, so fast forward a week later, I'm at the headquarters battalion, like I always do when I go in, you know, do what I have to do, run my numbers and all that stuff like that. I said, run my numbers. Anyways, do my admin stuff at the headquarters. So he's coming down the hall and I'm coming at him and I speak, right? He speaks, I speak, and I go on about my business. Well, when I went to the latrine, the bathroom, when I went to the latrine, he came into the latrine bathroom with me, right? And he was like, hey man, I just want to say that I'm sorry like that. And I was like, hold up, bro. You can keep that. We good. I spoke because I'm in the battalion. I spoke because you're my superior. I spoke because of that. That's it. We don't deal with each other at all no more because you said some things like that. And then not only that, you put my life in jeopardy. Nobody knew what I was doing. Nobody knew, and not that I was scared to tell anybody anything like that, but you put my life in jeopardy. I'm out here with all of these guys, and these guys are changing in front of me and doing all of these things like that. And at the time, y'all, I wasn't where I'm at right now. So anyways, I said, we good like that. So crazy as kept, I started seeing him everywhere, like all the time and stuff like that. So I had a mutual friend that was gay as well, and he knew him. And he said, hey man, he's been really trying to like get at you and talk to you and stuff like that. And I said, I don't deal with him. I treat him like, you know, long handle spoon. And he said, what you mean long handle spoon? I said, I deal with him from a distance because I don't know what was going on with him that night. I don't know what was happening, but you don't put me on Front Street like that. You don't throw me under the bus like that, especially in a unit where everybody is pretending to be straight. So nobody is giving. And then also too, when I first went in the military, the reality of it is basically you could not be gay in the military. Don't ask, don't tell. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to think about those things. You know, sometimes you got to think like, wait, what's going on? But he was drunk, he was upset, he was angry, and he took it out on me because I was the one that he remembered. And from that day forward, I treat him with a long handle spoon. I deal with him, but I don't deal with him. I let him know what's going on. Like I would see him and I would speak. So when I got ready, so when I got ready to leave Alaska, I saw him at the station, And he came over to me and he said, "Hey, I know you don't want to talk to me, but I just really want to apologize. I really think you're a cool dude. I just really was upset that night. The girl that I had been talking to, she was hanging around you and she was saying that I should come out and I should do this and do that, and stop doing that. And then she was saying that you were such a man and you cater to women and you do all this kind of stuff like that." And he said, "I just felt like I wanted to, tell her." I said, "But bruh, you didn't have to do me like that." You know what I'm saying? Like, there's other ways that you could have talked to her or did whatever on your recognizance. I don't mind. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to do that. And so that's when he was like, "Well, man, I'm sorry." I said, "You good." So I have that motto all throughout my life. I don't play with you like that. You don't do nothing bad to me, or you don't do nothing that's going to, because what would have happened to me if they would have went off or something would have, you know what I mean? You never know what you're doing. So don't throw that ball out there because you don't know where it's going to land. Don't start that ball to rolling because you don't know if it's going to be able to stop. You feel me? All right, y'all, look, it's about that time. I think it's time for us to pay some bills, right? And so I want y'all to make sure that you know what I'm talking about. So look, hey, Kwame, you're going to go ahead on and roll that beautiful bean footage. We got to pay some bills, y'all. We'll be back in just a little bit. Just a little bit. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Did y'all see all that good stuff going on? Y'all come check me out. Y'all come check me out. Come check out Pyro Media. We got some good peeps on. We doing the doggone thing. We going from coast to coast. We're going around the world. Y'all better be a part. Y'all better be a part. Let me go ahead on and wrap this up about this long handle spoon, right? I always want to preface things with, I can't tell you what to do in your life, but think about somebody that's been around you that have done you wrong at every turn, and you constantly let them back into your life. And it's nothing wrong with you doing whatever you feel necessary for you. But if you are dealing with them, deal with them with a long handle spoon. Stop letting them be the ones that always want to do you wrong. Let them know where they stand. Put that long handle spoon out. So what I want you to do is go into your kitchen and get a long handle spoon. And I want you to take your arm and stretch it out with that long handle spoon. And that's how far they need to stay away from you. That's how far. Take it and go all the way around 360 degrees. And that's how far they need to stay away from you. Fortify your spirit, speed your fear to understand what's going on. Because a lot of times what they'll do is they will stand right by you, but instead of throwing you under the bus every chance they get. Learn how to use a long handle spoon. Let the people know that you're okay. I can speak to you because I'm cordial, but I don't have to deal with you like that. This particular person I'm talking about came back into, I guess, my world probably about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Actually came back into my world when President Obama first became president. Then, because I was still part of the unit group, then he came back again, and then I was like, "Look, bro," and he was like, "Man, can we at least talk?" I was like, "What do we need to talk about? What do we need to talk about? There's nothing to talk about. I spoke to you, I was cordial, and that's it." So I blocked him and everything because look, y'all. If him say, "Oh, well, Titan, that's a little rough, that's a little hard," no, I don't have no love for him. I'm not gonna give you another chance to set me up. Now you did that when you was drunk, and what do they say? What do they say? A drunk mouth speaks a sober mind. Come on. We're not going to play that game. We're not about to do that. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell y'all something. Don't set yourself up for failure. Don't set yourself up for failure because they will laugh and they will kiki and they will grin and they will be all, "I love you" in your face, but behind your back plotting your demise. And you can say what you want to say, that I'm paranoid or whatnot, but I'm not going to give you the chance. You had your chance to be who you wanted to be, and that's who you wanted to be. So you go over there in your corner and be who you want to be. Don't come back over here no more. I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. Just letting you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on over to You Better. Okay, Kwame, preach. Preach. Let's move on over to You Better. You better. You better. You better. You better. You better. Look, ladies and gentlemen, take some time and enjoy yourself. Love yourself. Know yourself. And the reason I want to say that is because dealing with somebody with a long-handled spoon, you got to love yourself enough that you're not going to deal with that BS. You got to know yourself enough to understand what you will take and what you won't take, what you will do and what you won't do. And you got to enjoy yourself. You can't enjoy yourself if somebody's constantly plotting your demise by throwing you under the bus. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I got to make this clear. You cannot make excuses for people when they do things like this, because you're not going to take out whatever frustrations you got going on me by throwing me under the bus because you can't deal with your own. And as Kwame said earlier, it's always those, right? I'm not going to call him a queen. I'm not going to call him none of that. What I am going to say is that he was dealing with some demons of his own. So he felt he's not going to go down by himself. He's going to take this corporal over here and throw him under the bus. And that's how we're going to do that. And I was like, what? Are you serious? Like, that's not cool at all. At all. So, ladies and gentlemen, know yourself, love yourself, right? And enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Ooh. That's a little Michael for y'all. But anyways, enjoy yourself, know yourself, and love yourself. I cannot stress it enough. People tell me all the time, "Oh, well, Titan, that's just the way that they are. That's just the way it is." It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way for you. It doesn't have to be that way for them. They made a choice. They made a choice. And some of you are probably saying, "Oh, well, Titan, he was drunk." That is still no excuse. Whatever you were feeling in your sober mind, whatever you couldn't deal with in your sober mind, you felt that your loose lips in your drunken state was going to be right. And yes, he may have been drunk. But what if something would have happened to me from his drunkenness? What if something would have went on and, you know, and I've had people say, "Oh, well, Titan, you holding on to the..." No, I'm not holding on to the past. I deal with him with a long-handled spoon. I'm cordial. That's it. I don't owe you nothing. I don't owe you nothing. What I owed him that night was a nice little kick and a drag. That's what I owed him, but that's not what it was. I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. I deal with you with a long-handled spoon. Anybody that has ever done me wrong, anybody that has ever threw me under the bus, anybody that has ever made my life hell because their life was hell and they wanted me to suffer like they were suffering, I had to make a choice. Either I let you continue to do that, I keep bringing you in and letting you run amok in my life, or I know who I am. I know myself, right? I'm enjoying myself as just who I am, right? And I love myself just the way that I am. So at that point, I made the decision that I had to deal with you with a long-handled spoon. And I'm going to tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Let me be clear. I was cordial. I didn't have to be. But my spirit told me that I needed to be cordial for myself, for me, so I can love me. You feel me? You better. You better know yourself, love yourself, and enjoy yourself. And enjoy yourself. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on. I want to get into this final thought because I got some things I want to tell you all in the final thought. In the final thought. Y'all look, I'm just feeling good. I'm just singing tonight. I was singing. All right. So my final thought is I want to talk about a couple of things really quickly before I get all the way into the final thought. I want to talk about the stages of HIV. That's what I want to do. I want to talk about the stages of HIV because there is 3 stages of HIV, ladies and gentlemen. And sometimes people seem to think that it doesn't matter what that is. And this is just a little bit of knowledge, just so that we know, okay? So stage 1 of HIV is the acute stage. Stage 1 of HIV is the acute stage. Y'all got me? All right. And that means that basically it's the acute stage that it comes in and people have a large amount of HIV in their blood and they are very contagious. Many people have flu-like symptoms. Okay. If you have flu-like symptoms and you think that you may have been exposed to HIV, then you need to get tested. I'm going to tell you right now, ladies and gentlemen, HIV is stage 1. Basically, we don't know because we don't know what's happening, but it's basically you have a large amount of HIV in your blood, right? And then so your body will start to build up a defense, right? And start to fight. And whenever your body is fighting, and this is just a little one-on-one about diseases and viruses, period, your body will raise the temperature, right? Your body will raise the temperature so that it can ward out whatever is happening, the foreign object that's in your blood and in your body, right? Now, I'm not telling y'all that I'm a doctor or anything like that, but when you start getting flu-like symptoms, you start getting fevers, you start getting aches in the body and things like that, right? Then you may want to go ahead and be tested. But look, ladies and gentlemen, not a may, get tested. Get tested. So HIV stage 1 is the acute stage. The second stage is the chronic stage. The second stage is the chronic stage. And this right here is basically, the stage is also called asymptomatic HIV infection or clinical latency, right? HIV is still active and continues to reproduce in the body. People may not have any symptoms or get sick during this phase, but still can transmit HIV. Without HIV treatment, this stage may last a decade or longer, or may progress faster, right? Or may progress faster. And so what I want to say is that sometimes we don't truly understand what's going on, right? We don't truly understand what's happening because we're in this chronic stage, this stage 2. And in this stage 2, basically, it's still reproducing, but it's not basically letting you know, like at that point, that you are just like out of pocket. Some people think that HIV happens like this, right? It doesn't happen like that. So what happens is it basically, you have the acute phase and then the chronic phase. And in the chronic phase, then, because it's been there for so long, right, it starts to deplete all your cells. Then what will happen is that you'll move to a stage 3, right? And the stage 3 is the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which is considered AIDS, right? Now, we say stage 3 now because of the fact that basically you think to yourself, okay, wait, what's going on? Like, wait, I'm at an AIDS diagnosis. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we all, let me back up just a little bit because I want to say something about this. We don't use the word AIDS anymore, right? We're trying to get away from using the word AIDS. So a stage 3 would be what it is. And so Something happened? Did I lose y'all? Y'all there with me? Oh, okay. Make sure we there. All right. So then you will move on to what will be stage 3, which will be a severe stage of HIV, which will be considered AIDS. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was diagnosed with the stage 3, which was an AIDS diagnosis, right? I only had 4 T cells. And what that means is basically you receive a stage 3 diagnosis when your CD4 cell count drops below 200 cells of millimeters, like in the blood. So basically it drops below that, and that means that you would be at a stage 3, which would be an AIDS diagnosis. Remember, I only had 4 T cells. So I sometimes sit back and think, and then I'm gonna tell y'all something. I got kind of discombobulated here just, for a moment, because sometimes it makes me think of when I was diagnosed and how the doctor just told me basically this is what it was, and then, like blam, that's what it was. We got so many people out there now that are afraid to get tested, don't want to get tested. They feel like they don't need to get tested. They feel like it is what it is, right? And I want to tell you that you need to know your status. You need to get tested, because here's what happens. If you let it continue on, the first stage was acute. The second stage was chronic. The third stage is basically the severe stage of HIV, which will be considered stage 3, which would be an AIDS diagnosis. You understand what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, and then here's the thing. If you haven't been taking care of yourself, if you haven't been making sure that you were good, a whole lot of other things could be happening, right? So get tested, know your status. That's the first thing and the best thing that you can do for you, your partner, for anything that you're out there doing, right? Know your status. Get tested and know your status. It doesn't take much for you to get tested, right? Just know your status. If you're in the city of Houston or anywhere around the world, the cities have numerous places where you can go to get tested, and for free. And for free. So make sure that you do that, okay? Make sure that you do that. So I'm going to go back over it one more time, because I did get a little discombobulated earlier, and I want to apologize for that, because I got to thinking and I kept going back. All right. So the first stage is the acute HIV stage, right? The acute HIV stage, right? People have large amounts of HIV in their blood, and they're very contagious. They have flu-like symptoms. Stage 2 is the chronic HIV, right? And then HIV is still active and continues to reproduce in the body. And then people may not have any symptoms or get sick during this phase, but you can still transmit HIV. And then the third stage is an AIDS diagnosis, which would be HIV 3 or HIV stage 3, right? And so basically that's when your CD4 cell count drops below 200, and then you are at that point considered the acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which is AIDS. You're considered that as a diagnosis. So, ladies and gentlemen, be careful with what you're thinking, right? That this can affect me. This won't do anything to me like this. You cannot guarantee that you will not be affected or affected by, HIV, right? Because again, everybody, right? Everybody. I want to, I'm trying to stress it enough, because it brings back memories of how I was diagnosed and I didn't know anything. And instead of them telling me what it was, they basically was saying, hey, well, go here, go there, do this, do that. And I was like, what? So those are the stages of HIV. Make sure you know, make sure you take care of them. And if you need anything, right, cdc.gov. You can go to the cdc.gov and get all of this information. You can get graphs, numbers, stats, all of that kind of stuff. So I would say do that, look it up to make sure that you're on point. All right, so let me go ahead and get into my final thought. I know we didn't already did everything, right? So know when to use the long handle spoon, and know how to identify the darkness long before it gets to you. I want to say this to you, right? I want to say this. Everybody doesn't deserve a long handle spoon, okay? Everybody doesn't deserve for you to treat them with a long handle spoon. However, I want to say this though, right? I want to say this. I want to say that what I want you to do is to learn how to identify. And how do you identify, right? I'm a spiritual person. You feed your spirit and let your spirit guide you on who to deal with and who not to deal with and where to go and what not to go. I need for you to really, really think about that. Pray on your spirit, meditate on your spirit, feed your spirit, right? Right? Feed your spirit. Know how to recognize the darkness long before it gets to you. Feed your spirit all the nutrients so that it may be the great protector it should be. Feed your spirit, ladies and gentlemen. I can't say it enough. I am a spiritual person, right? I am a spiritual believer. Know why? Because my spirit tells me, Titan, go. Titan, get away. Titan, don't do that. Titan, don't go over there. Titan, don't deal with them. I know that's sort of like a lie, right? That's sort of like a lie. Hold on. That's sort of like a lie. But I want to put my glasses on so that we can really get to it. Feed your spirit, lean on your spirit, understand your spirit. Your spirit will guide you in the right direction. I want to tell you something. Sometimes you're going to have to, you know what? Let me not even say that. Tonight, you're going to turn and look at somebody and you're going to say they have to be dealt with a long-handled spoon. Tonight, you're going to turn and look at somebody and they're going to say you got to be dealt with a long-handled spoon. You're going to have to understand what that means for you. I can only tell you what it means for Titan because that's what Titan used. I use a long-handled spoon, as my grandmother would say, and I keep people at a distance, right? And so even the definition, when you read the definition said off the back, if you eat with the devil, you need a very long spoon so that you can keep your distance. First off, I wouldn't be eating with the devil. That's number one. Number two, I don't think I need no long-handled spoon because I wouldn't be there. That part. So, ladies and gentlemen, know what's going on. Feed your spirit. Your spirit will never steer you wrong. Y'all know what I always say. It's an EWS. It's an early warning system. Your spirit is there for a reason. You were born with that EWS, that early warning system. And what that early warning system does for you, it lets you know when trouble is on the way. It lets you know when that demonic demon, whatever you want to call it, is on the way. It lets you know that it's time to go. It lets you know, don't talk to them. It lets you know we got to depend on that. We got to depend on that. So know when to use a long-handled spoon. Know how to detect the darkness long before it gets to you. Know that you don't have to always be forgiving to every single person that you meet and that you know. You don't have to do that, right? Protect your peace. Protect yourself. Love yourself. Know yourself. Enjoy yourself. Y'all with me? All right, ladies and gentlemen, look, I have been depending on my spirit, praying on my spirit, loving on my spirit, and understanding that my spirit was given to me as a God-given gift in order to protect me and take me where I need to be. But I got to believe in my spirit in order to do so. See, I have to take my glasses off because I need for y'all to see me, a little spackle tackle in them, I need y'all to see me. Know your spirit, love your spirit, pray on it, meditate on it, and understand that your spirit is there to keep you safe. Your spirit was given to you as a gift when you were born. And it's going to let you know. It's going to let you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to keep going. Long-handled spoon. Tell whoever that is over there, that you are dealing with them with a long-handled spoon because right now, I don't even need to be blessing with you. What? You did what to me? Oh, okay, then here go the long-handled spoon. Remember? Go all the way around. Long-handled spoon, ladies and gentlemen. Love yourself, be with yourself, find out more about HIV, understand that it's a human thing, right? It's human. It says it in the first letter, H, human. And then understand what it is. Understand what the 3 stages are. Understand all of these things. I know I came at y'all with a lot tonight, and I tried to like condense it, and I got a little discombobulated, but I just want to say sometimes we want to give out information, but sometimes that information, because we've lived this life, it takes you down a road. And I'm speaking of myself. I got caught up for a moment. I got kind of like, ooh, okay, well, man, right? But stay with me, ladies and gentlemen. I love y'all. I appreciate you. I'm here for you. And every Monday, y'all know I'm here. It's the Titan Capri Experience. It's an experience. I can't wait to see y'all until next Monday. Y'all be blessed and come back and see me.